Hey guys, Ed from Paranormal Link, Ohio, back at it again with another podcast episode. Tonight's episode is about the temptations of Satan. You guys know that Satan is just the most evil thing ever created. You know, he defiled God. He went behind God's back. He tried to overthrow God. He told God he didn't need him. And God threw him from heaven to hell using Michael. Michael casted Satan out of heaven, and he went straight to hell. And Satan says, better to rule in hell than to serve in heaven. So as you know, Satan is kind of at his wit's end, I'd imagine, being just how close it could be to the end. And it says in the Bible that the devil will lose. And he has many names. The devil, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, Lucifer. The list goes on and on. I know that he will tempt us in so many ways. Like, it's insane. He'll get right down to the nitty gritty with us and get as far into our souls and heart as he can to try to tempt us away from God. Why it's so easy to sin. You got to think about it. Everybody in the world sins every day. No one's perfect. And it just takes that one little moment to have that fall from grace. And the devil just has his hands on you. He'll tempt you with many things. He'll say you lost a loved one and you was madly in love with them. Say it was your husband or your wife, and they passed away, and they was murdered, or they just passed away, or something like that. And you go into a crippling depression. You blame God. Why are they dead? Why am I like this? I just want to die. And it's not God, that's Satan tricking you to believe that God took everything from you, and that if you just go to him, he'll give you everything back that God has taken away from you. And Satan walks the earth to this day. He comes in many forms. He can take the form of anything. And he is very manipulative. He's very good at what he does. He's a hustler from day one. He will hustle you out of your soul at the drop of a hat. And he always comes after us when we're not when we're at our weakest. Because when we're at our weakest points, he knows it's easy. He can just get us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He can get us. He comes after us when we're at our strongest, when we're at our highest point in life, where everything is great and you think, oh, nothing can go wrong. That's when he sneaks in and he says, nope, you're wrong. This is what's going to happen. But he'll also trick you into believing that he is good and God is bad. And I say that because I have done research on this, and I've seen so many. There is a lot of groups out there, okay, that have many forms of Satanism. You guys can go check out my old podcast, The Many Forms of Satanism, and you'll see just how many there is. And there's a set of Satanists that believe Satan is the hero and God is the villain. And I'll tell you why. They believe that God wants only to punish us. That's why he created us. He created man to put us on earth just to watch us fail, fall, and just be miserable. And that heaven is really hell and hell is really heaven. And that Satan turned his back on God, saying, this is not right. What you're doing is wrong. I have to stop you from doing this. And God casted Satan out using Michael, because Satan was saying that it was wrong what he was doing, and God wanted to continue to make us miserable, to create. It's almost like he created us for him and the angels to laugh at us as we try to live this meaningless life, which is a blink of an eye in God's time. These people really believe this. Now, I'm going to tell you this right here and right now. I do not believe that Satan is good and God is bad. But I do not bash on anybody's beliefs. As as odd as I think that their beliefs are, I mean, they think my beliefs are just as odd. So I'm not doing this to badmouth anybody's beliefs. I'm not doing this to trash on anybody. So please don't take offense to this. I'm just telling you what I've researched and what I've found. So these people believe that the devil is good and God is bad. And God is his ultimate goal is to just make us miserable. To give us all these good things and then take it away. And when Satan seen that happening, him and the other fallen angels decided to go against God. Well, God being all powerful, God put a stop to that and had them all thrown out of heaven. And Satan, because he was the lead of all this, he got to go straight to hell. When many of the other fallen angels are just stuck in earth underneath the Euphrates River. That's one thing I've heard. I've also read and heard that they all went to hell. But like I said, there's many, many different forms and beliefs of, you can take one religion and you can almost dice it up into 18 different things. And even though it's that same religion, it's interpreted 18 different ways. Like one person reads the Bible, they take it one way. Another person can read the same Bible and take it a whole different way. It's just kind of like how your mind determines how you think it should be. You know, that's why there's so much, I don't know, struggle within religion, because, you know, not everybody's just not together. They believe in different things, which is fine, which is absolutely perfect. One of the big things here about the United States of America is freedom of religion. You don't have to be under a tyranny of only having, one religion or not even having a religion at all. Many communist countries will kill you for even saying thank God, thank you Jesus, or promoting Christianity. So, to get back on track, Satan is the good guy. So he comes, he was thrown out of heaven into hell, and now while he's here, he can walk the earth. It was almost like God just spit in his eye and said, here, you know what, I'll even let you walk the earth and try to save as many of them as you can from me. But I'll show you that I can trick them, and they'll come to me just as well as they would come to you. But they would rather come to me. And these people believe this. They believe they have days of worship for Satan. They absolutely despise God, almost like how Christians despise Satan, demons, Satanists, and vice versa. It's weird. It's almost like a different dimension. It's like you stepped into a different dimension, and devil is good, God is bad. So these people take it to the max too, where they just, everything that has happened bad in the world or to them, it was all God. And they're praying to Satan to give them all the good back. And this is where Satan tricks you. So these people believe that Satan is good and God is bad. Now, what I'm about to explain to you, again, I'm not bashing anybody's beliefs. I'm not trashing on anybody. This is just my way of interpreting how Satan would deceive you. Because in my belief, Satan is bad. So Satan has tricked these people in believing that God is the enemy and God is the villain of the story, and that he is the hero, and that he's going to come and he's going to save the day, and he's going to save us all from God's wrath, and that going to heaven would be hell and going to hell would be heaven. He has tricked all these people, and it's that easy to trick and manipulate somebody. I mean, it's been this way in history. You look at the czars, Napoleon, Hitler, the Pharaoh, Mussolini, Stalin, Lenin. It all goes down in many different forms how people can be manipulated and how easy it is to manipulate. So he has, in essence, fooled these people to believing everything is backwards that they believe. So he's got them. He's got them in the palm of his hand. They're hellbound unless they ask for forgiveness and truly mean it. So that is one huge way that Satan has deceived us. And I mean, there's other things too, like they say, A lot of Satanists say sinning feels good. So if it feels good, how can it be bad? How can being happy with what you're doing and fulfilling your life be bad if it feels so good? Like people that are adulterers, they love to have intercourse, but they do it with multiple people, one after another, after another, after another. And they say, it feels so good, why is it so bad? Why should we have to listen to this man's rules, or this being's rules, if we don't want to? If we don't feel good following the rules, then the rules can't be the right rules. It has to be bad. It has to be different, because we feel good doing the other thing. With like people that are on drugs or they drink, they love the high. They love how it feels. So that to them, they think it feels great, so it's got to be good. But they don't see the backlash of it. They don't see how they're hurting themselves and other people. They're taking the drugs. They're destroying their bodies. They're destroying their family. They're destroying their friends. They're robbing. They're stealing. They're killing. They're committing acts just to get money for drugs, to feel good. Same way with adulterers. Say you're in a relationship or you're married. You step out. You commit adultery with another person. Your wife or your significant other finds out. They're devastated. They're ruined. You've killed them by committing a sin, by doing a bad thing. Now, again, I don't want to come on here and I want you guys thinking that I'm Bible thumping you or I'm trying to shove God down your throat. This is just my interpretation of Satan and how he tempts you. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to ram anything down their throats. Because if you're a Satanist, cool, you're a Satanist. That's what you believe. That's your belief, and I respect that. All I ask in return is you just respect for what I believe in, and, we just get along, because that's all I want. I want everybody to get along. So again, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, or I'm not trying to bash on anybody. This is just, again, my interpretation of how Satan will tempt. Satan will dangle things in front of you that you've always wanted, that you've always desired. And he'll say to you, if you work hard enough, if you do these things, I'll give you everything you've ever wanted. All you have to do is just turn your back on him and come to me. And you got to remember that Satan is the father of all lies. And the biggest trick that Satan has ever done is to make us believe he's not real. Because if he's not real, then what do you have to be defended from? Your guard's down. He's got you. And he wants that. He wants people to believe he's not real. He also wants people to sin. So he can just entrap everybody. So yes, he's sitting there telling you sin feels great. It feels so good to do these bad things. I mean, serial killers, they sit there and they say, a lot of them say, I love how I feel the rush that I get for just killing somebody and taking their life and watching their life just be drained from their eyes. They love it. They're getting off on it. And that's Satan. In my belief, that's Satan. He will stop at nothing, and I mean nothing, to get what he wants. And what he wants is he wants us to suffer with him. He's mad because he's in hell for eternity. And he told God that, I can take as much of them with me as you could. They'll believe in me more than they'll ever believe in you. So he likes to rub that in God's eyes. War. You think about it. You got politicians, okay? Different governments are fighting over some stupid thing. Guys, if you hear that, there's somebody outside the building jackhammering, I think. So pay no attention to that. But you got two head of governments. They get in a disagreement, right? And all of a sudden, this tiny little disagreement turns into a war and millions are dead. Let's just put World War II, for example. World War II. Hitler came into power saying that he was going to create all these good things. He was going to save Germany. He was going to save the world from everything. And then he started taking and killing. And 60 million people died alone in the concentration camps from that evil that he created. And who do you think was behind it? Satan was behind that. Come on, that's what he wants. He loves it. He just thrives on it. So again, Satan tempted Hitler with power, what he wanted. Hitler was a weakling, picked on, bullied, trampled on, left for nothing. And Satan said, no, we're going to show them, do this. Feels good. Power's great. So continue on. And he did. And millions of people died. For no reason. Same thing goes on with wars nowadays. Innocent people dying that don't even need to be in a war. But that's what he does. Satan comes and he grabs you up, man, and he holds you in like he's your friend. But he's a cancer. And he's just eating you away from the inside. And he'll trick you. He'll do anything he can to trick you in believing that he's the greatest thing in the world and that God does nothing but just want you to die and to not have anything, that he's going to take everything from you. Satan even tried to tempt Jesus Christ himself before he was crucified. He said, I will give you all the land that you see if you just bow and worship me. And, Christ saw through it. And he said, no. No. He turned him down. But I also personally believe that Satan wanted the crucifixion to happen. Because people get so enthralled in different ideas of how the crucifixion happened. And wars have been fought over religion from centuries, man. So it was like a win-win for him. I mean, that's just what I think. And Satan will tempt us in so many ways. There's so many things that he will try to do to tempt us. And if he doesn't get us that way, he'll try to get his demons to possess us and to take us down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode tonight. And of the temptations of Satan. Because remember, he'll try to tempt you in any way, shape, or form. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode of the Paranormal Inc. Ohio podcast. You can go to paranormalincohio.com. There you can check out the main business page. On Facebook, you can check out some old ghost hunts and ghost stories. You can also check out our crystals and all the powers that they hold. You can check out our sage bundles for all things cleansing. Necklaces, pins, and bracelets to go along with the crystals. There you can go to Paranormal Inc. Ohio group. That is our group page on Facebook. There we talk about all things paranormal. There you guys give me ideas for different shows, for different lives and podcasts. I do the research and I, record them, or I have a live and I'll give you guys a shout out, or I'll have you guys on the show. There you can go to Paranormal Inc. Ohio on TikTok and YouTube. There you can check out some old ghost hunts, ghost stories. I'm now uploading some of the podcast episodes on TikTok and on YouTube. And of course, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at 10 p.m., you can check out the podcast on all podcast platforms, guys. And every Thursday night, we go live at 10 p.m. for a discussion of the paranormal. And every Friday night is our Fear Friday live at 10 p.m., where we do an in-depth discussion of the paranormal and have some live hunts. So I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And just remember, guys, Satan will tempt you in any way he can. He'll take the form of anything and anyone to try to fool you. Just keep your guard up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.